Hey guys, Nasty Nate here. I don't know if you boys know of a lawyer in Florida that you could set me up with. I'm in a bit of a bind. Here, I'm just gonna cut to the middle of it. If you're ever driving around with a dismembered feet, make sure you don't have three. Three leads to a lot of questions that you don't want to answer, so... I guess congrats on 100 eps, 6,000 minutes. I've listened to all of them. Please help Nate.
Well, hot dog, it's your favorite chain smoking, iced tea drinking Texan. Listen, I thought this year was going to be much better for me, and it was pretty rough, and you guys were there for me for 1 week, so I thought I'd at least extend a basket of olives or something to you and ask, maybe next year you come out for me, and maybe 2 years, you can come stay on the ranch. Anyway, this is Kim Hinkle, director and producer of a movie that did not do too well. Hope you guys had a good holiday. This is Kim Hinkle, by the way. Bye.
Yo, Philip H. and Selmo here, calling in to 5-Day Rentals. I'm really gonna try to get that Nosferatu back to you guys, but I just heard it's happy 100th episode. Pantera's out on tour with Metallica. Come out and see us. 5-Day Rentals is my favorite podcast. I'm not a racist.
Hello? Oh, wrong number, sorry.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Alright? I have this number on my phone. It's Ticketmaster. And I keep getting your fucking dumbass rental place. Alright? I listen to your fucking show, though, because I accidentally downloaded it. I was trying to get Obama and the boss. Alright? But I'm fucking litigating this Ticketmaster because I couldn't get my my boss tickets. And once I win $1 billion in court, and I fucking scrape their asses, I'm using that money to get what's fucking rightfully mine. It's Vincent Gatto's brother, by the way, you fucking cunts.
Oh, how you boys doing? Oh, I just want to call you and congratulate you on 100 fabulous episodes of the podcast. Oh, that's quite an achievement. Now, if you really want to celebrate, what you gotta do is, you line up a bunch of drunken co-eds, and you throw garbage at them, and they will go crazy. Let me tell you, you come on down to New Orleans, you're gonna have a good time. I love you boys, congrats on 100 episodes, Etouffee, answering machine.
No, I just gotta leave a message. No, they're not even on. Oh, shit. Sorry, I guess I got your messages, guys. Or your machine here. I thought you were on the night. I was trying to get in and complain about something, you two fucking shit stains. I did get an email or 3 shits. I don't even know how many is on this fucking show. Brian De Palma here. Just congrats, I guess. You guys have shown me a lot of love. Thanks for that. Don't really see how you can continue on to 2023, but congrats on the 100. I gotta go. Leonardo's calling me, okay? Congrats.
Yes, you goddamn dirty dudes. You made 100 attempts to rip off what other people already do. But you know who is number one? Nobody repeats. Paulie V. That's right. I just made one other movie about the Jesus. It's very sexy, full of titties. Kron, you got to do Showgirl so your wife will walk in and say, yes, you really like the titty movies. Maybe do a whole 6 categories of nothing but the titties. So, 2023, big year for Paul Verhoeven. We're going to do Jesus with 2 machine guns and so many titties, but they're going to be bulletproof titties. That's the name of the movie. We're bringing back Canon Films, Bulletproof Titties, 2023.
I'm not interested in another doing a Godfather movie right now. Why would they even do that? What? You tell Coppola to call me. No. I'm out of blue pills, by the way, so don't even ask. What is this again? When did I do that? No, a podcast? 100 episodes? I didn't change my email. Hey, guys, 5-day rental. I guess, something about your 100 episodes. Congrats. What time is it? I haven't even had a glass of milk yet. Anyway, congrats, guys, I guess. I don't even remember doing this. Okay, Captain. Oh, God damn it.
Hello, women. Old Alec B calling the 5DR boys to wish him a great 100 episodes. Suffice it to say, it's been a monumental year for both of us. But Alec B's always looking ahead. I've got my sights set on 2023.
So you think you're hot shit because you got to 100? I've sure passed 100 different times. I've killed 100 men. I've given 100 orgasms to 100 women. I've shot hundreds of rounds of ammunition in the movie Predator with my big gun, and you put out 100 episodes of something nobody even watched. People wish there was a planet full of 100 Jessies. That people would come to that planet and they'd try to hunt us, but I would win, because there'd be 100 of me. But they would all be me. It'd be a hive mind. Unlike you guys, 3 separate voices, and yet you fail at every attempt. But I guess you've made it this far, and the first step of a journey is the hardest part, unless you're me, because I've gone on 100-mile hikes with hundreds of pounds, carrying 100 men who've all been wounded in combat except me, because I ain't got time.
Welcome. This is 5-Day Rentals, the video store podcast, where normally once a week, one of us would take a crack at picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. But every once in a while, it's time to revisit those bad boys in something we call the Rewind. I am Bones. I'm joined as always by father, lover, entrepreneur, Laundry Dan. How are you?
Howdy.
And resident skeleton expert, Kron Howard. How are you, dude?
I'm great. I'm glad you've made peace with that.
What?
I will say that I came across a piece of film that I will keep in mind. Just saying.
You found a bunch of bones in your backyard?
Nope. It was a movie.
We were talking about Monkey Bone before the record. Does that count?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Guys, we're not alone.
Nope.
There's somebody in the house with us.
Should we be
Chad,
scared?
how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, people would recognize you from our Northman episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Feels like 10 years ago. A movie I gave 4 stars and barely remember. And you were also kind enough to hop in on our podcast crossover draft extravaganza.
Yeah.
I see that you rested since then.
I have. That was a long haul on that one, but it was a lot of fun.
How much did your life change with that women coming out the woodworks, drugs?
Dude, I've had to start carrying rocks in my pockets to just chuck them at the chicks.
Same here.
Thank God. I thought you were hanging out at the lake with rocks in your pockets.
No, not that point yet.
Was that like a suicide joke, or was that just like contemplative?
No, it's a suicide joke.
Okay, all right.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to make sure. Okay, no, I'm glad I asked.
You load your pockets up and just
Walk out.
walk right in, dude.
Just wait out there, yeah.
Well, Chad, you've been a big supporter of our show.
Love the show.
Yeah, and we definitely appreciate any time you hop on. We thought, you know what, we've never had a guest for the Rewind. It was always set up to be sort of a two-way street with our listeners. I'm hesitant to use the word fans. I think you need 4 before you're allowed to use that. So you're one of our 3, Chad. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dan goes on, you might be the nicest man on the planet.
He is.
So,
I think.
and you can kind of help balance. Most of the time, Rewind's not too bad.
Yeah.
But there's some potential today for some bad blood.
I can't wait to see it unfold.
All right. So, anybody new to the show, the Rewind is basically us getting a chance to, A, take a break and not have to watch a movie 3 times to cover it that week. Gives us a week to maybe watch something that we would, watch for leisure. And also it gets us a chance to revisit the big list. So we rate every movie on this show in an attempt to create the ultimate list of movies. Sometimes we get stuff wrong. Sometimes after a while it sits on you and you're like, hey, you know what? Fucking Lawnmower Man was a little bit better than we thought. Sometimes you go, Big Trouble. Or not Big Trouble.
We can't watch that movie.
Jeez. Here we go. What a slip up.
Oops. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to pick it. Sometimes you realize Nothing But Trouble wasn't that bad, and you need to bump it up.
Nope.
Despite the arrogance or the desire of other people to push it to the bottom.
Should be the lowest movie on the list.
No way. If anybody's interested, our lowest rated movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Sorry, McConaughey. At the end of each show, we play a game called Rate My Letterboxd. This is how we sort of earn our points throughout the round. We tally those bad boys up, and whoever won the most points, they get to select their first position in our snake draft for our Rewind. Kron, where are we at points-wise?
Bones, you will be leading off the selections with 16.5 points. I will pick next with 15.5, and Dan bringing up the caboose with 13.5.
As always.
Right on. Dan, would you like to revisit the movies that we just recently covered in our last round?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. For this round, we started off with a category from Bones. It was the Paxton Pullman Paradox. We did Brain Dead from 1990. We did The Vagrant from 1992. And we did The Last Seduction from 1994. That was Kron's pick. I brought The Vagrant. Next category was Laundry Dan's. We went with Invasions. First film off of that was Dark Angel from 1990. Did feature a guest there, Chris from the movie Psycho. Check that out.
Thank you, Chris.
Then Kron brought in Ninja 3, The Domination from 1984. Bones brought us Bushwick from 2017. The next category after that was Mr. Kron Howard would never rub another man's rhubarb, erotic thrillers. He brought Body Double from 1984. Bones bumped in 1995 with Jade. And then Cat People from 1982 was the rounder out of that one.
Also a 2-day rental of Halloween Ends. Yeah, Halloween Ends.
Yes, sir.
And a super mega crossover draft.
Yes. Which was a shit ton of work. I don't know if I'm going to take that on again.
It was fun.
It was fun. I'm sure it's that thing, you know. It's like Craig with his last Bond, you know. I'll slit my wrist before I do it again and then immediately came back. I'll do it. I love those guys. Quite honestly, if I just sat and stared at those 10 guys for 5 hours every Saturday, I would. I need a little.
Have they?
I'm not a cat, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I need more dog.
Is this Aaron guy gonna be Bond? Aaron. He's the guy in Nocturnal Animals.
I don't know. I haven't heard any.
No, I don't think they've named anybody yet.
Okay, I seen something the other day, like, he could be the next Bond, and I was like,
they
American dude. Is he? I don't. He might not be American.
What they need to do is they need to learn from their mistake. They need to learn from the Star Wars mistakes. They need to decide: are we making a run of 5? If we're making a run of 5, we need to break all those stories, and we need to figure out, because they've openly said that they want somebody who's going to commit for a decade, right?
I'll do it. I mean,
yeah, you could be Bond. I'll be Q. Chad. Oh yeah, Chad's Moneypenny, and then Kron. Absolutely. Kron can just do like a
M.
Oh yeah, you're M. And then we just get all of our other podcast buddies to play the villain of the week.
Oh yeah,
easy.
Oh, shout out to Brantley. Thank you for the gift, sir. Received it today. Thank you.
There he goes again. Giving Chad run for his money on nicest guy on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Damn it. I want to step up my game. I'm sending you all smash pennies.
Yes. That's why we did that whole bit.
Chad, what was your reaction to that bit?
With the smash pennies?
Yeah. It wasn't until afterwards, like off mic. I don't know. Was it on mic when Dan said, like, somebody we know collects smash pennies?
Yeah. I got 1,600 of them.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that right. I think I got you one at one point.
I think you did too.
I went somewhere and I was like, I got to get Chad a smash penny from here.
Now, most of them I smash myself. Other people will see them and smash them and bring them to me.
Just like from them being in your pocket all day? Are they smashing between those rocks?
He's got a book, guys.
Tumbles them.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a whole science to it. I don't want to take up the whole podcast about it, but
that's
please do.
I thought maybe
you had the most listens ever.
You'd want to talk about this instead of tater tots.
Oh, definitely. But there's all sorts of imprints and stuff you can get. Usually at attractions all over the states.
I came very close to driving to the local science center with a bag of pennies.
Nice.
And then I thought, I'm guessing the pennies are already in the machine. I just need to throw in the quarter.
Well,
you got to put the penny with the quarter.
Yeah, you got to provide
quarters.
So 26 cents is what you're saying?
No. It's at least 51 cents. And some of them have upgraded 76. To where it's 76 or even 101.
This fucking Bidenflation, dude, is killing us. It's killing the smash penny.
I did have, I'll send you the picture. I took the picture of the penny machine at the City Museum this past weekend in St. Louis, but I did not have time to get you the smash penny, Chad.
Nor stop by my house. Kron, would you like
daughter's
to...
birthday.
Could you list off our current top 10 on the big list?
Yeah. Current top 10. Number 1, Unhinged. 2, Running Man. 3, Apocalypto. 4, Tremors. 5, Amsterdammed. 6, Rad. 7, Maniac Cop 2. 8, Raising Cain. 9, Mad God. 10, Prince of Darkness.
Solid list, man.
That's a night of fun right there. I have 2 days of
several
fun.
Nights of fun.
Yeah.
It's 5 days of rentals. Easy. All right. I think that's enough bullshit up top. I know Kron's ishing. He's got a game for us in the middle of this snake draft. So now is the time where we decide our order. Guys, I get to go. get to pick first. I will be taking a position, which will be the first pick and the last pick.
Guys, I will be taking position B, second pick, fifth pick.
Guys, I'm going to take position A. Missionary. Actually, I'm doing doggy and taking it in the ass, guys, because I'm last. So it's C for me.
You ever think about how cats do it doggy style?
All the time. That was the best joke of that episode.
Yeah.
Not really. We said zoos are terrible like 900 fucking times.
They suck. Fucking
They
suck.
are.
But
Do better, zoos.
I bet most zoos have a PennySmasher. Chad,
More than one.
we are going to make a Dan Chad sandwich here, and we are going to allow you a 0.5 to manipulate the big list right there in the middle of the draft. So,
Nice.
and Kron, you've got a nice quiz or a game for us.
The
Break
best
things
game.
up. All right. Well, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? You want to get into this?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, dudes. I have no bad blood for anything in the top 10. I think it's pretty strong. I think more often than not, I sort of waver to look at kind of what's in the middle and what's maybe something that deserves a little bit more love. I do also want to look at some strategy here. So for my first pick tonight, it will just be a 0.5 adjustment. And I would like to put a 0.5 into Dead Heat. I believe I already put a 0.5 in it before.
I think that was me.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm not mad at that, by the way.
So this will be... So sorry for assuming that it was my adjustment first, but it already had a 0.5 into it, bumping it up. So now this 0.5 locks it. It's had 2 plays. Kron, where does that bad boy end up now?
I would end up at number 9 on the big list, moving up to a 4.0.
Treat Williams, Joe Piscopo. You can't beat it, man. You can't keep
also
a good cop dead.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
Add a play now as well.
Yep.
It's
Go ahead.
It's a good movie. The crime solving in it is a little wonky.
That's a lampshade, dude.
Hey, man.
These numbers equal letters.
Mm-hmm. They definitely lead with their bullets, man. They show you from that opening scene. If a problem can be solved by driving a car into it, these are the cops for you. Great hot dog movie, by the way. Helped kick that whole thing off.
That is true.
There we go. I'm going to back out here for my first move, Dead Heat. Kron.
All right, Bones. So when you said we have a really strong top 10 that I don't want to mess with, and then immediately move something into spot number 9.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny.
All right, cool. I honestly, and without lying, also thought we had a pretty strong top 10 that I didn't want to mess with. There is one movie that we watched it. I think we were all, I don't know, like not even middle of the road. I think we were all like fans of it. We enjoyed it. But I did end up rewatching this movie during the year. And I thought, you know what? It's a pretty good flick. It's a lot of fun. I love that crazy host that it has. I'm putting a 0.5 into Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Oh, hell yeah. I appreciate that because I do think in hindsight my 2.5 is too low. So looking at that, sort of my logic of correcting it and bringing it all to 3s, I think is sort of a fair move.
That would push Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight up to position 22 on the big list. And guys, that's how you make a move without affecting the top 10.
Dan, you ready?
Oh, yeah. Well, Kron Howard, the theme from the last rewind continues because I, too, was going to put a 0.5 to Demon Knight as well. That was my first pick.
Is that what you're going to do?
Let's do it. Why not?
No.
Yeah, let's go.
That's too much.
I don't know.
That's too much.
It got a lot of respect after we covered it a few months later by a lot of other podcasts out there.
All right, that would push Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight into position 11 on the big list. This is
Ahead
also
of Prince of Darkness.
out of play.
I'm not mad at that.
That was a little high.
Dick Miller? Come on. Holy shit. Billy Zane?
That's Billy Zane's movie, man.
Oh, yeah, I know.
When you see that old guy's version of Paradise, oh boy.
Chad? Demon Knight?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm with Bones here. I don't know if it's that caliber movie. Because there's some good stuff below it.
Yeah.
Oh, a cliffhanger? Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at Lawnmower Man, Body Double, Old Henry.
Oh, I didn't know you were a lawnmower man, dude.
Cyber Christ Lives, man.
It's out of play. It's out of play. Quit talking about it. Chad, would you like to be the first outsider to affect the big list?
I don't think that. Didn't we give Brantley a 0.5 at one point?
Yeah, they did. Okay, first person on the show,
First
not
guest.
not via email.
Man, this guy.
Right.
This guy's full of lies tonight.
I'm a little high. I had some dental surgery this week, and I'm having to push through. I should not have said I will lead. How about that?
Yeah, but you were on cloud 9 when you said that, dude. I mean, you were
He's ready to go.
doinked out of your mind.
He's like, let's record right now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do it. I fucking love it.
I've been recording for 4 hours now.
Where you guys at?
You should just re-record everything that I said because it's so great. All right, Chad, would you like to be the first guest face-to-face on record manipulating the big list with a 0.5?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Chad.
He's the people, man.
The floor is yours.
Well, we were talking about this in the pre-show. Dan even mentioned it. But whenever I was told I was getting the half point, I already knew which movie I was picking. I think the movie kind of got raw-dogged by some of the members of the pod. But I'm putting my half point into The Greasy Strangler.
Justice has been served, boys. Wow. And it's greasy. Yeah.
The one thing I remember about that movie is when Big Ronnie is going through that car wash and the rotating flaps are hitting him. He's just like, love it.
That brings it to
Absolutely
number 1, right, Kron?
That would push The Greasy Strangler up to number 52 on the big list.
Chad, you made a beautiful move tonight.
Hey, it's right there with Flesh and Blood, so I'm not even mad.
This movie,
in between Flesh and Blood and The Cell.
Yeah, The Cell. This is a better movie than The Cell.
No.
I love it.
Equal to Flesh and Blood.
It looks good right there, man. Really good.
It was too low. It was too low. Now
I
maybe
agree.
It was perfect. It wasn't the bottom.
it was like 10 away from the bottom. And this will be the last time I get a half point.
Yep. Revoked. We're actually going to cut all of this out, and this never happened.
This experiment has run horribly off the rails.
You just killed the rewind.
I remember it, Chad. I remember. December 21st.
Dang it. Sorry, guys.
You can't give away the dates of the records because then people
The first day of winter just got real greasy.
January 6th. A day that will live in infamy.
The Greasy Strangler's definitely better than the Phantom.
What?
Absolutely.
Where's the Phantom at, Kron? What did I give it? A 2?
It's at 55.
God damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
I mean, there's just a lot of stuff lower than the Greasy Strangler now.
Yes.
Cat People's way better than
MXP
Strangler.
MXP below Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, that's where it belongs.
Fuck. Kron, we got to get this.
You keep those Canadian films down there.
We got to get this greasy taste out of our mouths, dude. Mm-hmm. Do you have something with which to distract?
I couldn't agree more, Bones. Actually, gonna stop sharing for the time being. Pull up.
You know what, Kron? It feels good when you and I agree. It feels so rare.
It's rare, but when
last for long.
when we're backed into a corner, dude.
Yeah,
there's no more fearsome duo.
Hey, I'd want you on my team.
I love you on my team.
Yeah, because I know how much
made the best
damage you
night.
can fucking deal. You're a fucking sniper, bro.
Don't listen to these guys. They fucking game online together.
Guys, are you ready for the rewind? What is this? 7? 8? The Rewind 8 game. It has been prepared. It's been under lock and key. Are the three of you ready?
Oh, I get to participate?
Of course.
Bones is ready.
Laundry Dan is here.
Chad is ready.
All right, guys. If the listener has been paying attention over the last few weeks, I think they would have come to realize that the 5-Day Rentals boys have become obsessed with one mode of transportation. That is the humble helicopter. Guys, the name of this game is Get to the Chopper. Here's how it's going to work. Your ultimate goal is to guess the movie that I'm describing. Now, this is going to be broken up into 3 rounds per movie. Round 1, I will describe only the action pertaining to the helicopter from a film. If you can guess it based on this, I will give you 2 points. You only get 1 guess in rounds 1 and 2. If no one gets it in round 1, we'll move to 2, where I'll give you a very vague description of the plot of the movie. You get this correct, you're getting 1.5 points. If no one gets it, we move on to round 3, where I will just provide you either actor or director's names until one of you gets it. You guys understand?
Yeah. So, are we buzzing in?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to answer, I guess just buzz in with your name. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Let me move this over.
So rounds 1 and 2, you only get 1 guess for both those rounds.
That's correct. Let me get a little grid here.
Chad, you got any critiques of our show? Oh, never mind. He's ready. I was trying to fill time. I don't want to hear. Any criticism?
All right, 10 movies total. I've got a quick example for you guys, so no points on this one. Round 1 would be a fleet of helicopters firebomb a village in Vietnam.
Apocalypse Now.
Dan got it. This is just an example, though.
Okay, but I think we had this problem last time.
Dan, you will need to ring in with your name.
No.
If Dan hadn't got it, I would have said a captain is sent on a dangerous mission. His goal is to locate and eliminate a mysterious Green Beret who's been leading his personal army on an illegal guerrilla mission. And then round 3 would be directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starring Martin Sheen, starring Marlon Brando. You get it. It's Apocalypse Now. All right, guys. Movie number 1.
All right.
Helicopter description only. A deranged lunatic commandeers a helicopter. It gives chase to a van on the highway below.
Dan.
Dan?
True Lies.
That's incorrect.
Fuck.
You guys want to hear it one more time?
Please.
A deranged lunatic commandeers a helicopter. It gives chase to a van on the highway below. All right, we're moving on to round 2.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Plot description. A group of resistance fighters send a single super soldier to defend their leader against an advanced threat.
Bones.
Bones.
Terminator 2?
It is Terminator 2. Bones on the board, 1.5 points.
Fuck James Cameron.
The deranged thing. It's tough.
I had to make them vague.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on. Movie number 2. Helicopter round. A helicopter attempts to cut its victim's throat below ground.
Bones.
Bones.
Mission Impossible.
It is Mission Impossible.
Just like this quiz.
It wasn't below ground. It was in a tunnel.
That's below ground.
That's the fun of the wording.
How is a tunnel not below ground? It's covered.
This fucking game is rigged.
What the Dan, control your guests.
Hey, he speaks the truth. He's the people, guys. He's the people.
Movie number 3.
That's our taxpayers' dollars right there talking.
Helicopter round. An unrelenting force of evil approaches a helicopter during fueling.
Can you repeat that?
An unrelenting force of evil approaches a helicopter during fueling.
Bones.
Bones.
Army of the Dead.
Incorrect.
Good guess. An unrelenting force of evil.
Fueling.
All right, we're moving on to round 2.
Yeah.
Round 2. During an ever-growing epidemic, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge. Chad.
Independence Day.
Incorrect.
Dan. 16 blocks.
Incorrect.
Bones. Day of the Dead.
Incorrect. Moving on to round 3. Starring Ken Foray.
Bones.
Bones.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead is correct.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Kron.
Fuck you, Kron.
After round 3, guys, it's a bit of a runaway. Bones has 4.5 points. Zeros on the board for everyone else. Movie number 4, Helicopter. A helicopter hovers outside of a skyscraper. It opens fire on several law enforcement officials seeking information from a witness.
Bones.
Bones.
The Matrix.
Bones is correct. It is The Matrix.
I was going to say that.
Sorcerer's better.
All right, guys. Round 5. A beast attempts to devour an entire helicopter.
Dan. Jaws 2.
Dan, Jaws 2 is correct.
Nice.
Whoa.
Dan on the board with 2 points. Don't call it a comeback. All right, guys, round 6. A helicopter flies into a remote jungle. Inside, a crew of elite soldiers prepares.
Bones.
Check.
I heard Bones.
Predator.
It is Predator. Moving right along. Movie 7. A helicopter becomes the ultimate weapon, laying waste to a horde.
Dan. World War Z?
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
A helicopter becomes the ultimate weapon, laying waste to a horde. All right, guys, we're moving on to the second round. The inhabitants of a British isle have lost their battle against the onslaught of disease. A group of Americans dare to set foot on the isle, convinced the danger has come and gone.
Bones. 28 weeks later.
Bones is correct. It is 28 weeks later.
Thought of that one after I said World War Z.
All right, I think this game is a runaway at this point. Bones has 10.5 points. Dan 2. Chad 0. We're going to round this thing out, though. Movie number 8. A battered and bruised cop narrowly avoids a catastrophe that sends a helicopter into the side of a building.
Bones. Die Hard.
It is Die Hard. I thought these helicopter rounds were going to be tougher.
This is a game designed for Bones.
You've all seen these movies. I thought Jaws 2 would be the hardest one to
Jaws
get.
2 was pretty good, Dan. I think that's the one people will remember. Dan got Jaws 2.
That's the easiest one.
Movie number 9. A group of pacifists fly through a remote area attempting to murder a defenseless animal below.
Bones. The Thing.
It is The Thing.
I'm thinking I gotta think more Hollywood.
All right, guys, last round.
Thank God.
A journalist and a photographer can barely hold it together as they watch a helicopter gunman mow down innocent civilians.
Chad. Full Metal Jacket.
It is Full Metal Jacket.
Yes.
Way to get on the board.
Guys, that rounds out the game. Get to the chopper. Bones ran away with this game. 14.5 points. Dan 2. Chad 2.
All right.
Here's we got one.
Yeah.
So, resident helicopter specialist, huh?
Apparently so.
You're the pilot if it ever comes to it, so.
All right. All right, you fellas need a break, or you want to keep grinding through the end of this, or the second half of this draft here? think we're going to keep going.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Good.
Laundry Dan, floor is yours.
All right, folks. I've had this one on my list for quite a while as a backup, and I think it's time to finally give it its due. I did come across it the other day when I was looking at some lists of films, and I think I'm going to give number 48 there, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, a 0.5, because why not? I really enjoyed that one.
That's a nice one. Good pick.
It's a good pick.
Had a lot of fun with that movie.
But yeah, Bones did bring that one in for your face on the $1 bill, I believe.
Yep.
And last minute pick. And like I said, I really enjoyed that one. So check it out if you can. Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges. Good shit.
All right, with that 0.5, you would move Thunderbolt and Lightfoot up to number 12 on the big list.
Oh, damn. Quite a jump there.
Well, it was 48 on the list of... That list is in the order of how we picked them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it was before, but it's 12 now.
Hell yeah.
Kron.
We're shaking it up a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. I kind of was holding my second selection back a bit because I was like, I don't know how this is going to shake out. Maybe these guys are going to start dicking around with the top 10. There's a movie, it was number 10 when we started this thing. I'm looking at it now. It's number 13. I love this movie. I think it deserves to be in the upper echelon. I'm putting 0.5 into Prince of Darkness. Chad, you seen this one?
Yeah. I'm not too tore up about this one. This is pretty good. It was one of the upper tier movies, I believe, in your podcast.
Guys, that would move Prince of Darkness into the number 2 position.
Shit.
I think
Happy with the top 10, huh?
I think it is. Hey, I had to do this because you guys had it.
I didn't do it.
You had it under, at this point, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. It needs to be higher than those. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
Bones.
Interesting stuff.
I actually think Thunderbolt and Lightfoot should be higher. I think that's one of the top ones that y'all done. I was surprised by that one, actually. I never seen it before.
It is on the upper tier of like good for the show. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not well known enough.
True.
It
So
kind
I
of.
think it fits in there.
I feel like it's more in that grouping of like Apocalypto, where it's like, well, that's a real movie that snuck onto the list somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Jeff Bridges' performance in that one was something else. I think he outshined Clint Eastwood in that one.
Yeah, only complaint with the movie
just
is
my opinion.
not enough Busey.
Yeah. I think Alice Cooper, I'm all for Alice Cooper, but I think Monster Dog should be number 2 instead of Prince of Darkness, Kron.
That
Sorry.
is an insane take, Dan.
Well, that's what I'm here for. He's the original Monster Dog.
It's not even his voice in the movie.
He's Jack the Ripper. Come on, man.
Is that the one where they get excited about the sandwiches?
Yeah. And they have a whole wall of chips.
Oh, man.
That's a banner that was printed off of a dot matrix printer.
Was that our second episode? First episode?
First episode
Third.
was
Our third episode.
Strangeland.
Strangeland, then The Hunger, and then Monster Dog.
But I thought it was your category.
Yeah, but I don't know what we were doing.
We were just throwing them out at that point. So
okay.
I think when Dan said rock stars make musicians, I said, hey, what about that movie Strangeland? And that became the first movie covered.
I honestly think we did random.org for the order of who would go first.
Oh, that's possible.
Oh, did I say
think.
musicians? I meant rock stars
make
Yeah, it's
movies. It's cool.
Yeah.
Bones gave me some of his dental medicine.
Hydrocodone. And you're only supposed to take one, and
You took 6.
only supposed to.
I took 5 and drank.
My mouth
heavily.
hurts, guys. When I scheduled the appointment, I thought I'd have a few more days to recover, but winter apocalypse is coming, so this is done in a pinch. Thanks for being here, Chad.
Hey, no problem.
And speaking of Chad being here, I did have a move I wanted to make.
Uh-oh.
There was a particular movie that, you know what? I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm gonna save it. But my hand has been forced, gentlemen. Greasy Strangler. Let's take that 0.5 back out. We gotta lock it. Sorry, guys.
What a dickhead. To the guests.
Yeah, but I feel close enough with him that this can happen.
I got it. I was really surprised that y'all didn't like it.
Really? Would you describe it as a movie for everyone?
Go ahead, Jed.
If you like Nothing But Trouble, you gotta like The Greasy Strangler.
I don't like Nothing But Trouble. I hated that movie.
I got you, but you still rated it higher than Bones did.
Mm-hmm.
Bones really hated The Greasy Strangler. Was it the grease? Is it because you're vegan?
No, it's just lack of a movie, man. It's just it's a fucking sketch idea. If you whittle it down to like a 5-minute, like that's Tim Robinson would fucking crush that shit. But trying to stretch it out, it just I think it fails.
I like that movie so much. I bought some of those pants with the clear plastic heart shape in the front.
I think, yeah.
They don't breathe very
And I'll be honest, my one...
Get all fogged up.
I don't know if you're supposed to... It's partially defensive, because I also try to... I will sometimes rate stuff sort of knowing how it's going to end up and try to... I don't know. Nothing But Trouble is better than The Greasy Strangler.
Disagree.
I disagree.
All right, there we have it.
But, yeah.
No,
Hey,
go ahead.
I respect your move.
It does, at least for now, lock The Greasy Strangler into position number 69 on the big list. So,
Oh, yeah. Hootie tootie disco cutie. I mean, I don't know. I picked The Greasy Strangler knowing full that it was the dumbest movie that's ever been picked in 5 Day Rentals history. And I feel like you guys went just so critical on it. Like, this is the dumbest shit ever. What are you talking about? Like, who cares about character development and fucking cinematography here? This is a dumb ass movie.
But it's at 69. It's not in the bottom.
I understand that.
It's higher than Jason Goes to Hell.
As it should be.
It is higher than Punisher Warzone.
Offensive.
As it should be.
Offensive.
it's true.
Now,
Pinocchio's Revenge is so much better than The Greasy Strangler.
Humanoids from the Deep. That's one of our best performing episodes.
I think humanoids might need to be revisited.
Yeah.
As does Robot Jocks.
Robot Jocks is.
Yeah, I like both those.
funny.
Yeah.
I like both of those.
Okay, speaking of liking things, Kron, I think you wanted to do some year-end stuff.
That's right.
Some discussion. So why don't we lock this up? Could you read off the new top 10?
Absolutely. Guys.
Thank you, Kron.
Top 10 of the big list as it stands after the Rewind 8 is as follows. Number 1, Unhinged. Number 2, Prince of Darkness. Not too high on the list. Number 3, Running Man. 4, Apocalypto. 5, Tremors. 6, Amsterdammed. 7, Maniac Cop 2. 8, Rad. 9, Raising Cain. And 10, Dead Heat.
That's a cool 5 days, you know?
Yeah. Well, hell yeah.
Well, Pancake Therapy is number 1 as usual, so.
We'll see. Kron, I'm going to pass it over to you, buddy.
Yeah, I kind of thought, this is basically, I guess this will be out in January, but it feels like the right time to kind of look back at the year 2022, figure out some movies that we would recommend to people. I think we're going to do a couple different selections. One will be just a movie from the year 2022 that you really liked. And then the next part will be maybe an older movie, something you caught up on, but just something that you watched this year for the first time that you would recommend to people. I don't know who wants to go first. Maybe Chad, our guest, your 2022 selection.
Well, I hope I don't steal anybody's thunder here.
You're fine.
But my favorite movie from 2022 is Triple R. RRR. From SS... I apologize. Rajamouli, I think is how you say it. Or Rajamouli.
Yeah.
But, wow. I mean, it's close to 3 hours, but it does not seem like it.
187 minutes.
Yeah. Awesome movie.
On a motherfucking cop.
I've still not watched this one. I feel bad about it because everyone has talked about how good it is, and I've not been able to carve out the 3 hours necessary to.
The first time I watched it, I gave it a 4.5. Then I went back to it like a month or two later and just bumped it up to 5. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? This is awesome.
I don't want
favorite part. Sorry, Bones.
Oh no, go ahead.
Favorite part?
Just don't make it the very.
Don't spoil.
Yeah,
don't spoil anything.
Just don't make it the very end because I've not watched this.
Yeah. No, I got you. One of my favorite scenes is the bridge scene.
Fuck yeah.
Where they go to rescue the kid that's out on the water. I think that was awesome. I also like the dance routines that they did. The dance numbers.
This was going to be my pick. So Kron, while everybody else is going, I'll revisit the list.
Sorry.
No, I'm it's awesome. That means it doubled up. I fucking absolutely, I had a blast with this thing. What I was going to do in my assessment of it was just read my Letterboxd review. So do I have permission to just go through that right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I watched this on June 3rd of 2020. Well, sometimes hype is legit. Sometimes you think, let me just throw this on while I'm eating a garbanzo and avocado mash wrap and some steak fries and have a good laugh for 20 minutes And then 2 hours later, your wife is yelling the play-by-play while you pee with the door open and grab beers because some movies just can't be fucking paused because sometimes things just snowball into bigger and bigger balls of what the fuck. And then you're laughing at and with a movie you weren't even going to watch. And now you're going to India. Because even though you yourself are white and of Anglo descent, you have a massive desire to overthrow the British Empire, and on the way to the airport, your wife calms you down and you realize your country broke away from those British bastards 200 years ago, and you feel even closer to the dudes in the movie, so you have the Uber driver pull over because you're putting your wife on your shoulders and running home and watching it again. Sometimes.
Yeah, I remember reading that review too. It was awesome. As a matter of fact, that's what got me to watch it.
Kron, you got to watch it this holiday season, man.
I will. I'll have some days off after Christmas, so I will carve one of those out to sit down and watch this thing.
It's just goosebumps every 10 minutes.
Man.
It's just, it's incredible staging. It's incredible acting. It, like you said, it's over 3 hours, but it just books. It moves, and to say it has 3 acts is a fucking understatement. I mean, it's got 9 different. It feels like a giant novel. You know, it's insane.
It just goes so many places.
Yeah,
that it just takes you across all of India. I mean, it's something else.
Hell yeah.
And don't let Hollywood ruin this fucking guy, please. Because you know they're trying.
Yeah.
Dan, you want to jump in?
Oh, yeah, man. 2022 has been not a difficult year, but it's been a year of changes. I have a newborn child, so like I said, it's been a little tough this year. I didn't get to see much. Chad and I usually watch a lot more than we normally do than this year. But I keep coming back to Jordan Peele's Nope. And for some reason, it got me. I really love how he just, it seems like he's just throwing some random stuff up there and you're like, what the fuck? And then he just kind of ties it all together. And I think blockbuster, like popcorn movie wise, I think it delivered on everything. It got the horror, it got the suspense. And I don't know. There's so much thrown in there, and I think he just tied it together so well. And I don't know, man. Anything that guy makes, I'm gonna go to the movies. I mean, we went to the IMAX, Chad and I, to watch it. I don't know if that helped, but I don't know, man. I haven't done a rewatch yet, but I really, really like it for some reason. And I think that's the best thing I've seen so far. Like I said, I haven't got around to a lot of the shit, so we'll see. But RRR is definitely my backup from that. I mean, if it wasn't Nope. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. There's something about it. I just really liked it.
Bones, did you see this movie?
I did not get around to seeing it. It is top of my holiday break list. So
okay.
I can pop my headphones off if there's a particular part you want to talk about. But
no, not in great detail. I mean, I did enjoy this movie. I think, I don't know. It's weird because I think this is probably my least favorite of the 3 Jordan Peele movies, but that's also kind of like saying it's my least favorite of 3, really, really well-made movies, you know? It's not like a knock against it, but I don't know, man. I really like the monkey segments of the movie, and I almost wish that was more present in it, you know? It's kind of like they cut into it and then you get little glimpses of it throughout the film, but it's those segments were the ones that I was like, damn, I wish I want to see more of that.
Yeah, those sequences were probably, I think, some of the creepiest parts of it too, where he just lost it. but the sound design,
the cinematography, some of the shots are
unreal. And I've actually watched it a second time, and yeah, it's better even the second time.
And the way that he gets you looking at the sky is so fucking great. I mean, I don't know. You feel like you're like looking up at the sky. And like I said, I don't know if IMAX helped with that, but the camera work is fucking brilliant in there.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis critics out there put Nope as number 1 for the year. So good job, Missouri.
I do, and without doing too much detail, I think there's a cool part in this movie. It's kind of early where, like, Peele kind of does a fake out thing where he makes you think the movie's going to go in one direction and then kind of like moves off of that. But I thought that was like, I don't know, because it was like in the theater, that was like a tense segment at first, and then you kind of, like,
and it's done so good though, yeah. And then he's just like, he De Palmas it, But yeah, man, Nope.
Hey, it's Bones here. I did see Nope. Pretty fucking good. Gonna agree with the guys here. Check it out.
Bones, do you want me to jump in?
Yeah, by all means.
All right, guys. 2022 was a weird year for a lot of reasons. And I was looking back at the movies that I watched from this year. And I don't know, man. I mean, you guys had RRR, Nope. These movies that are, I mean, they're like, Nope is kind of a big budget movie, I think. I mean, but still, it's kind of got this, respectable Hollywood, kind of like critical sheen to it. And as I was looking back on my movies, I was like, I had the most fun watching this film. And guys, I gotta go Top Gun Maverick here. I mean,
I'm not mad at you.
The movie was awesome. I think this was maybe one of the first like back to the theater experiences I had. And I was, you get 10 minutes into that thing, I was hooked. I would have sat there for 4.5 hours. Yeah, I mean, it was a blast from start to finish. It looks incredible. And honestly, the rare movie experience, in my opinion, where it's like, I think the sequel is better than the initial movie that it spawned from. So
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's so tough for me to come down on because of how ingrained the first one is. But Maverick is, it's definitely, it was my top, or it was my second movie of the year.
I watched this in Hot Springs, Arkansas, in the shittiest AMC theater imaginable. Fucking holes in the wall, shit was hanging off the screen, and I still gave this a fucking 5 stars, man. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, just the way they handled everything with, like the previous cast from the first movie, how they tied it all in together. Val Kilmer's real life medical issues, how they integrated. It was something else.
The guy's pointing at a computer screen, and I'm crying.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Man,
I think Chad and I seen previews, and he's like, "Are we going?" I'm like, "Fuck no." And then I'm like, 5 stars. So
that's kind of how I was too, man. I mean, going into it, I was just like, I know what I'm walking into already. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. First 10 minutes, I was hooked. So
yeah.
The guy he's at his fucking peak, man. The guy just knows how.
And we get more.
He's like figured out movie. Like, have you guys seen this? They just put out a YouTube video for Dead Reckoning discussing the
getting more.
Yeah, the motorcycle stunt. I would highly recommend it. I don't think it's going to ruin anything, but they basically, I think it's like 10 or 11 minutes.
Yeah, I
with
think
him. With
that said 13 minutes.
okay,
Or something.
McQuarrie discussing this motocross bike jump off of a cliff in Norway to a base jump, and all of the preparation and shit that Tom Cruise went into. And then I know with Top Gun Maverick, like he's kind of spearheading the thing, but you had McQuarrie there, and then I forget who directed it. You wouldn't think that this guy was it Kaczynski?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oblivion, which is pretty good, but not like a top tier movie, and Tron Legacy. But
Joseph Kaczynski.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there is something to like, I don't know. I love that the dude is hanging on to like real special effects and like going, like pushing that as far as possible. There's something about like sitting in the movie theater and you can like see in people's faces like G-force pull, and it's like, man, fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah, when they go in to say it's impossible, the training that he came up with, and he proves that he can do it. Like when he's hitting, like you're like,
talk about sound design. Being able to hear the pedals and stuff in the cockpit, it made it. At first, it made it seem cheap because you would imagine that these like, $1 million aircraft would have such intricate things, but they still just have mechanical things inside there. So the clips of like the pedals, the ka-tunk, 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 whenever they would turn. I mean, and talk about a movie that has something for everyone. Like my wife was incredibly entertained like the entire time. Like they don't stick with romance for too long. They don't
my
stick
wife was
with
right here, like holding everything, like. The people behind us we watched it with like 60-year-old people, and she's like, oh, when John Hamm was like shutting them down, she's like, what a butthead. And I'm like, I'm totally down with this lady. Like, she's loving this.
And then to your point, Chad, like the respect to the sequel and then incorporating like real life stuff into that, like acknowledging that he's old.
Yeah,
but just opening it again with Danger Zone, with the aircraft crew, like it was like the perfect way to say like, yes, we are building on that, but it's 20 some odd years later, the story has to change. Yeah, great pick, Kron.
And guys, it streams tomorrow on Paramount Plus. Bounce.
All right. Yeah, to kind of echo what you guys, 2022 is a weird year. We put a lot of work into the show, and that forces us to watch a lot of older stuff. So this year it was kind of slim pickings. And as far as getting to the theater, I think we had 3. We had Prey, Halloween Ends, and The Northman that we covered as 2-day rentals. I think I did. But Northman was the only one that we had to go to the theater for.
What about Green Knight? Was that this year?
Yeah, that was early.
Or very early this year, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we did Green Knight at the theater as well.
Then I had... and I also understand that, like, obviously I'm the resident helicopter specialist now. I lean more towards action, and when I go to the theater, I want that experience. I want sight, I want sound, because not to say like my home setup is comparable, but I can watch a slower movie at home and it feel okay. But there was one particular movie that I was very excited for, and I definitely wanted to see it in the theater, despite it being small, but it was a quite large movie, and it had some incredible cinematography. I'm going to highlight Banshees of Inisherin. I am a huge McDonagh fan. In Bruges is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know where I would put Banshees up against In Bruges. But I respect anybody that says that Banshees is his best work. I know you guys just recently watched it, right? I think
Yeah, me and Dan watched it I think the day it hit HBO. So
Okay. Chad, have you seen it?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure have.
Do you guys echo that it was good?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I kind of told you guys, but I mean, I thought the movie was excellent, but it's such a downer in a way that I don't know. There's not I'm not like rushing to watch it again. I think it's important and like everybody, if you like movies, you should see it. But man, it's a sad movie at points.
Yeah, but I will say that there are some fucking hilarious lines through the whole thing. And I think it's the most interesting movie about friendship that you've seen in a long time. I'll say that.
Yeah, as I'm getting older, and it seems like a weird conversation to have. Like, I need to break up with my friend, right? Like, especially like older dudes making friends is pretty tough. It's a hard thing to do. My wife makes friends constantly. I can't keep up with it. And then, we sort of just hang on to the friend groups that we have in our 20s and hope that they hang on, and maybe you pick some up. But to have that conversation of, I have less in front of me than I do behind me, and I need to kind of throw some stuff off is a tough conversation to have, and to ask that question, but make it very entertaining. And then to also be the person who's basically told you're dull. That's fucking tough, man. I fucking hate it when you guys get a bigger joke in than me. Much less if you were to tell me like you're the most dull person on the podcast. We're bringing Chad in and replace you. I would feel fucking terrible. But I thought it was a beautiful movie. The music and the cinematography, as simple as they were quite powerful. Obviously, I'm going to wreck this guy's name. Barry, who's the new Joker?
Lyndon.
Pepper.
Coogan.
Keoghan, something like that.
I think it's Coogan.
Definitely
another weird ass performance.
Fucking highlight of the movie.
Guy.
Yeah. Hook on a stick, man. Talk about a fucking incredible poetic payoff. So yeah, it's on HBO. I highly recommend checking it out. Like Kron said, it is kind of a downer. That's kind of McDonough's thing, but there's humor in that. So
yeah, I do think it's some of his best writing probably ever. Because it is like, I would say the overall tone is very like sorrowful, but then you do get like hook on a stick, or you get you're dancing with your dog. It's just like, there are these moments in it that are mixed in that are like so comical that it kind of highlights the like absurdity of what these two people are doing.
It sounds like you can't really describe it to a buddy and be like, well, yeah, it's about this. And, oh, fuck, that's depressing. Yeah, but there's enough to get you through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The theater, the crowd I was with, I was shocked at how full the theater was. And it was very tense. Very tense. And then when you get to the bread truck discussion, it was just like relief. The audience just was like, okay,
Finally
I know what
it.
we're in. Like, there, yes. And I was so great. I was like, okay, because I'm there like feeling like a ambassador to the movie, right? Like, people gotta love this. Thank God there's people here. Blah blah blah. So when that broke, and it kind of broke the seal on everything. I mean, when you finally get to what he does with his fingers, people couldn't help but laugh. Like, spoiler, okay. Throwing them at the door just got infinitely more funny. So,
heavy ass fingers, man. Wow. God damn.
So, in a year that a Batman movie came out, I am putting Banshees at Inisherin above it.
Oh, that's true.
All right, so that covers some 2022 picks that we all think are worth checking out, barring me watching RRR and Bones Nope.
Yep. It's a good thing we highlighted small movies.
Like Top Gun Maverick. All right, so now I think we're just kind of going to talk about some movies that we saw for the first time in 2022 that we think everybody should check out. So I guess same order. Chad?
I guess that's me. I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a big fan of kung fu movies. And I came across one this year called Dirty Ho.
Okay.
I don't know. The title caught me first. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to watch this one. But it's directed by Lau Kar-leung, which is like, I think, the premier martial arts choreographer, like fight sequences. His stuff is just so crisp. And the main character is played by Gordon Liu, which is one of my favorite martial artists. And some of these, and in this movie, Gordon Liu's like a prince, but he's undercover, and he enlists the help of a thief to recover some jewels or something. But the fight sequences in this, there's a fight sequence where he's using a geisha girl, and he's pulling it off like he's inept, like he doesn't know kung fu, and the guy's attacking him, but he's using the geisha girl to fight this guy. I mean, it's just spectacular. But yeah, it's from 1979, so it's been out for a while, but I came across it this year, and I recommend it.
Hell yeah.
How do you spell the dirty? H-O-E or just H-O?
Nope, just H-O. Dirty Ho.
And it's like a mystery, and at the end you learn who the dirty hoe is.
No, Ho is the actual thief that he enlists, so that's where the name comes from.
Oh, bummer.
You know, he's a street urchin or whatever, thief.
What year is that from?
1979.
Kron's writing that down.
Mm-hmm. Pick it as a foreign film on this year podcast.
Dan, what you got?
All right, guys. Did about 100 and probably going to end up in about the 140s this year of watched there. As always, there's a few that are not logged because of the 5 Day Rentals podcast, and not to give any way season 2 categories or anything like that to my buds here. I finally caught up with 1981's Das Boot, and directed by Mr. Wolfgang Petersen, rest in peace. He did pass away this year. But, man, 3.5 hours, but it's fucking worth it, I think. Some of the shots he gets, it amazes me that he did Das Boot and then his career after that. I mean, he had some hits, but it seemed like he was there at the end, kind of like But I don't know. I just really like that one. Like I said, I've always heard about it. Never really, but I carved the time, as Kron said, to get it in there. And I believe that was the director's cut, is the 3-hour version. I think the standard is a 2-hour version, but really good, man. Really good. I liked it.
Is it a submarine thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm aware of this movie, but I've definitely never watched it. So
yeah, just some really tight filmmaking, and the guys. It looks like you can smell what it fucking, and just just the shit in there, and how they hang the food everywhere, and just the tight quarters, and whenever the tension there, whenever they do drop the torpedoes and shit on the other submarines. But man, it's really good. I believe I watched it on Tubi. I'm not sure if it's still streaming there, but so it made it even longer.
Yeah, so it was like 4.5 hours altogether.
Yeah. So, and I got 2 more runners up as well if we want to do that. But go on. But yeah, Das Boot for me, man.
All right, guys, I am actually going to squeeze 2 movies in here. I picked these 2. I mean, I really did love watching these for the first time, but I think both of these kind of got a foot in horror and a foot in thriller. And hey, they're both set on the open road, so do this thing as a double feature if you want. But my first one is Road Games from 1981, directed by Richard Franklin. And my second one is going to be The Hitcher from 1986, directed by Robert Harmon. I thought both of these were excellent. They are kind of, like, I would say they lean a little bit more thriller, but Road Games is just like, I don't know, man. It's kind of a, like, Stacy Keach is this truck driver. He basically, in the first, 10 minutes, sees a murder.
He's a poet.
Yeah. And then it's kind of just a cat and mouse game from there. Like, he knows he at least knows he's not the murderer, and the murderer is kind of trying to pin this all on him. Really love this movie. I do think, like, this has one of the greatest movie posters ever made. I love that thing. After I watched this, I bought it. So I'm going to get that bad boy framed up pretty soon. And then, yeah, man, The Hitcher is just like, it's a pretty fun time. It's tense as well. I don't know. Go listen to Brantley's episode on Best Little Horror House if you want to hear why this movie is so incredible. But yeah, I love these 2 movies. Saw them both this year. Check it out as a double feature. You won't go wrong.
Isn't Rutger Hauer in the Hitcher one? So I thought
Go ahead, Chad.
No, go ahead.
I said, Kron, I literally logged Road Games yesterday.
I saw that.
And one of my follow-ups was The Hitcher as well from 86. So I did watch both this year as well.
Dang.
So I'm there with you. Yeah.
Do you like Road Games?
Yeah, man. I thought it was pretty good. A little Jamie Lee Curtis there as well. Play on that one. But yeah, I really like Stacy's performance. I think it's it's fucking wacko, but it works. And then yeah, Rutger Hauer's great in The fucking Hitcher, man. Bones, you seen any of these?
No, I have not. I've Brantley's love of The Hitcher definitely put it like top of mind, but I'm not familiar with Road Games, so I'll check them out. Tubi. You love it.
I think it's also on Peacock maybe right now.
Maybe. Australian film,
right.
Yeah.
I got a quick handful. There's one I'll do a deeper dive on, but I wanted to highlight 2 real quick. They're not super old. One from 2018, Den of Thieves. I watched this bad boy on the airplane while heading to for Thanksgiving. Gerard Butler. It's a fucking dirty heat knockoff. But goddamn, I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's something you throw on with your dad and you watch. Gerard Butler, he's definitely found his lane. Another one, I believe it's 2020. Forgive me for not remembering the director. Dude from the OC, movie called Kid Detective, which was a fun little noir throwback. I had a lot of fun watching that on vacation. But the big movie that I watched this year that just blew me away, also from 1981, George A. Romero's Night Riders. If you're not familiar, this thing is like the ultimate hangout movie, kind of in the vein of Dazed and Confused.
Isn't that with,
yeah,
like,
so it's like this traveling band of people that do like jousting. It's like medieval meets motocross, and they travel around and put on this road show, and it's a contemplation in a way about filmmaking and the stuff that goes on with this ragtag band of people, and keeping yourself true to your art and the code that they live by. I threw this thing on. All right, I'll just put it on while I'm doing something else, and immediately just dropped everything else that I was doing and laid in an uncomfortable position on the sofa and was absolutely absorbed in this thing. Also watched it on Tubi and got very frustrated with how slow it was because I wanted to stay in this world. So it's a bit of a departure from when you say George A. Romero, what you imagine, but by far the best George A. Romero movie I've seen. Check it out. Ed Harris, Tom Savini is great in it. The lawyer from Jurassic Park plays like this skeezy agent that comes in like kind of halfway through the movie that you fucking love. So, Night Riders, check it out.
I think I seen you logged it and you said it was, I think you texted us and was like, dude, this movie's fucking badass. And when I went, it was already gone, I think from Tubi. I was like, God damn it.
What a bummer.
It's the worst streaming.
I am honestly contemplating crunching the numbers and seeing what do I spend for streaming services compared to how much I actually use them. Would I just save money if I just rented the movies I wanted to watch? Because I feel more often than not like, oh, a movie pops up and I want to watch it, or even stuff to like selections for the podcast. They're not streaming anywhere. I feel like I made us rent the last 3 movies I picked. It's like
I think I'm at just buy what you're picking for the show. Unless it's like an $80 fucking Blu-ray or some shit, you know?
The Blu-ray of Monkey Bone?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
exactly.
Does anybody have any run or anything else, Kron?
Let me flip through my letterboxd and I'll let you know. If you've got some.
I had a runner-up for 2022.
Oh.
If we want to revisit
what the hell?
that
Nobody's
right
listening.
quick.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
But Everything, Everywhere, All at Once was a very entertaining movie. Directed by the Daniels. Michelle Yeoh is awesome in that. And and I can't remember the guy's name, but Short Round from Temple of Doom. He was her husband in the movie, and those fight sequences were awesome. Of course, the hot dog fingers. Who's ever gonna forget that?
It's a hot dog movie, baby.
Oh man, is it ever?
Yeah, that was on my list as well.
Yep.
From a few that I've seen.
My weird takeaway from that movie is how is Jamie Lee Curtis simultaneously bad and good in her performance? Like the voice that she's using is like really bad, but the emotion that she's conveying and some of like the alternate things, like universes, is so good. I was like, I have never been this conflicted with her. It was weird.
I really liked our heel in that movie. Sorry for not knowing her
I had
name.
it pulled up. Stephanie Hugh.
I really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really fucking good in that. Anytime she came on, I was like,
she was having a blast.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I read something. She was like super nervous the whole time, just of all the people she was working with, I guess. But I was like, I thought she killed it.
I was stoked to see Detective Crashmore pop up.
I loved Resume Bob's appearance in there as well. It's amazing. I do have one for discoveries of this year, and that's the Getaway from 1972, directed by Sam Peckinpah.
Let me
written by Mr.
scratch
Waldron.
that off the old list then.
Of what?
Never mind.
Oh, fucking! I'll watch that shit again.
Getaway movies.
It's a good one. I don't know if anybody's seen it here, but
it's also the burden of the show is like, I want to watch stuff and I'm like, no, that's a 5-day rentals movie, so I'm saving it. And I got to stop doing that. But
dude, let's do the Getaway for real. Like, it's fucking that shit's good.
Kron, what you got?
That's all I'll say.
All right, just real quick. If we're talking 2022, This is a movie I watched on a plane, but Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was like, I thought it was enjoyable. It was pretty lighthearted, I thought, and like just kind of a fun time. Well, you know, if you got an hour and a half to kill, you can't go wrong with it. And then other discoveries, Friedkin's Bug, which was like a pretty late one in his career, but just kind of about paranoia.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's in the hotel room, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like
Shannon?
held up in a little, I think it's like her house, but yeah, it's just like basically all set in a single room almost. And then two other ones, as I was just kind of scrolling through my Letterboxd, a movie called Altered States. I watched it for the 80s draft, but it's kind of like a weird drug trip kind of thing. And then Possessor, Cronenberg's kid, you know, his movie. That movie's just a wackadoo, super violent, you know, excursion into horror.
You can stop there.
Yep.
Well, guys, it's been a good year for the podcast. I'm still having fun.
Has it?
Has
We're
it?
still
I mean,
in
you
season 1.
keep the numbers locked down, so we don't really know. We know we're big in Saudi Arabia.
100,000 is not arrived yet.
But we hope this little before you take away from this list is like, we do watch other stuff. We do watch good movies. We try. We just locked ourselves into this whole bit. But anything else before we bow out? I mean, this will be first episode of the new year. We've got The Thing coming up. We're so close to finishing season 1. We promise. We're so close.
We'll be done in 6 months or so.
We've got a little sidestep, something kind of in the works. If you were paying attention to one of the recent episodes, we have come across said content. So now it's how do we deliver this to the audience?
If you listen to the show and you are a podcaster, reach out. We'd love to have you on.
It's about the friends you make along the way, right?
Yeah.
For that, what is that? A series, I guess we're going to do?
A series?
Sirius XM? Yeah. We're going to do Thunder in Paradise for Sirius XM, its own channel.
Shit. When did we sign that deal?
When the Applebee's one fell through. So, speaking of that.
I thought we were doing the bullshit.
Speaking of that, so all bits reset now, right? So, you can't do. Oh shit, man! I was hoping 2022 we could like cap those bits, but I guess they'll keep going. Smiling while you fuck, hot dogs, all still on the table.
So we'll have 5 more categories.
Something. I don't want to do the math. We keep having this
right?
once a week. We have to argue. All I know,
we're not arguing.
I think it's 5, Dan.
Okay.
The light at the end of the tunnel is coming, and as we've learned today, a tunnel is underground.
It is underground.
I agree with you. I'm on your side this episode. This is weird.
It has a top.
What is a wind tunnel?
A wind tunnel? Depends on where they build it. A wind tunnel could be in a warehouse. It could be underground. How does it? I think Operation Condor has a great wind tunnel scene. You ever seen that, Chad?
Jackie Chan movie?
Sure.
I think it's one of those that's a sequel,
sure.
but in the States they just released it as its own. Operation Condor. It's good.
Huh.
Chad,
I don't know if I've seen that.
in Mission Impossible, could I stand on top outside of the tunnel?
Yes.
It's underground.
Yes, you could.
It's underground.
The Sears Tower has a tunnel in it.
Those are called hallways.
Right? That's a tunnel.
Same principle, but a little different.
If you agree with Kron that in Mission Impossible the tunnel is underground, why don't you hop on the Discord and show him some support? You can find Dan. He's running the Instagram. I'm on the Twitter. You can send us an email, 5dayreynolds.pod@gmail.com. Chad, I want to thank you for coming in, helping us cap off.
Thanks for having me. Always a good time.
We love you, man.
Always a good
Yeah,
time.
if you agree, hashtag bury it in my tunnel.
Deep.
If you agree, the game was definitely pro helicopter and swayed in one person's favor.
It was definitely pro helicopter. That was the point of the game.
When you were coming up with these, you were like, Bones is going to get it 75% of these.
I was trying to pick
Yeah.
You knew
movies
that.
that I thought both of you would have, all three of you would have seen.
Jaws 2.
Well,
I barely got Dawn of the Dead. What were you going to say, Chad?
World War Z.
y'all just flung that last one out there for me like a pork chop.
I was so close to making the last one Twilight Zone the movie.
Dude, it was
Oh.
first thought on every question was how is he going to work this in?
What happened to fucking Black Hawk Down, dude?
I didn't know if everyone had seen it. I tried to go with most universal appeal.
Jaws 2?
Well, I had to get a few.
Jaws.
I had to mix a few in there.
Josh?
All right, let's end this fucking thing. So, to any listener out there, please join the Discord. We appreciate any support. Feel free to leave us a 2-star rating. They make me cry every time. Share the show, okay? Movie suggestions for other podcasts that you'd like to see us mix with. You know, like Dan said, if you're another podcaster, reach out. We'll try to get you in. But for Laundry Dan, Skeleton Master, Kron Howard, PennySmasher, Chad, I have been Bones.
Is that his
PennySmasher works for me.
Yeah.
He told me when we went the last movie we went to, he's like, man, we need to come up with a good name for me because Chad Dill is not working. I was like, yeah, Chadwick, young Chadwick.
It's kind of a play, like, Brain Smasher, a love story. The Penny Smasher.
Penny Smasher? Yeah, the Penny Smasher.
All right.
I like that.
Sure. Why not?
All right. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.